Hi everybody, it's Friday. It's actually Earth Day. I just wanted to help you a little bit more with this next essay. I'm going to do what I call an essay walkthrough, and I'm going to take you through a former student's essay and just talk about some of the key features that she has that you also need to have in this upcoming essay. I know you're posting your drafts tonight, and that's okay if you've already done that or have it mostly done, but you can use this video and this sample essay to just sort of help you as you revise, and again as a way to verify what you need to do. Randy was a student I had last fall, and she gave me permission to use her work. She's a good writer, not perfect. There's some errors here in some of the technical things, but I'm just going to talk about what she does well as a way to help you a little bit more. So just a couple of technical things. You'll notice that the font in the heading is different than the font in the paper. Remember, academic writing is really about consistency. You want that font, this font, and the font all the way down in your works cited page to be the same. So do that quick check, and it's simple. You just have to highlight your whole paper, make sure you choose the right font, and then double click up in your header and make sure it's the same font. One other technical thing here is that technically there is too much space between paragraphs here. Depending on which version of Microsoft Word you're using, this space happens naturally, but it is incorrect. The easiest way to fix it is just to highlight the whole paper, go to your paragraph settings, and again, depending on what you're working in, they may be in a different place. And you want to make sure that both of these spacing numbers say 0 and that this line spacing says double. That will correct that extra little sort of half space that is there. If you really want to impress your professors, you'll figure out how to fix it. So last semester, students had the option to write on a topic that is not something that you're writing on, but the structure of the paper is just what you need to have. And you'll see that Randy's got an engaging title. She sets up her topic. In this case, it's about whether we should have two political parties or not. She brings in a quote from Benjamin Franklin, and she gives that page number here. And then you'll notice that she's got Benjamin Franklin and a correct works cited entry for that source. This source happens to have come from our textbook, so you can just actually model your works cited entries from this sample. This is an anthology, so she lists the actual author of the piece first, the title of that piece, then the name of the book. She actually should also have the name of the editor here. That's Robert Atwan, and then the publication information, and you would have the correct page number for whatever article you're using. So she's close here, not 100%. Then you'll see back in the introduction that she finishes sort of her overview, and she has a clear, straightforward thesis. It's not complicated, but she makes it very clear what she's going to argue. She then makes a nice transition because she uses this phrase, partisan politics, and then she repeats it here. She goes on to support her ideas. Remember, your paragraphs should begin and end with your own words. You want quotes from your sources to support those ideas. And just as another check, I look here and I see the name Wolf. And then I double check down here in the works cited page and I see the entry for Wolf. So that is a great way to double check yourself or your classmates' work as you're helping each other do review. If you see a name here, or you see a name, let me see if she has one, in the parentheses after a quote, that same name needs to be in the works cited page. And if you don't see it in both places, then that signals a problem. You'll notice here that there's no page number. That's okay. That actually tells me this is probably a web source, and MLA says that For short web sources, you won't necessarily have a page number. Anytime you have a page number, you want to include it here, but they don't always exist for electronic sources. Any print source you're using should definitely have a page number in that in that parentheses. So at this point, Randy's also looking at sort of both sides of the argument, and she's trying to show why her side makes more sense than the other side. Again, she has a source here, and I can just really quickly look, and sure enough, there is that entry. So this is just a good example of an essay. Technically, it's very good. Again, a few little changes need to be made to spacing and the font, but she supports her argument well. She has correct in-text documentation. She remembers to put things like journal titles in italics, and her works cited page is very good. So I hope this helps you create an equally good essay this next week. If you have any questions, please let me know.